Hey bro, I really want to have a gaming PC but I've only got around 500 bucks. Can you help me out? Okay, let's aim at around $550 and see what we could get for that amount. We'll probably want the latest platform, must have a graphics card, not an onboard chip, and will come with our standard 16GB RAM and NVMe. Well, it's actually a good time to buy a budget gaming PC right now because mining is out of the picture and this has made PC bots more friendly to our pockets. Okay, let's do this, and as always for these PC specs guide, we are going to follow our criteria, which include all bots must be brand new, there will be no used bots, and bots listed here should be available at the time of recording. Alright, let's go. Starting off with the processor, and we are definitely aiming for a modern processor here so it's easier to upgrade later on, and what we have picked is the Core i3-12100F. Don't let the i3 naming fool you, this is actually based off the 12th generation core architecture with Intel, and this processor comes with 4 cores and 8 threads. This is actually a well-priced budget CPU, and the best part, it's only comes at $106 with a stock cooler, so we don't need to spend extra money on an aftermarket cooler. This is definitely a good deal for our budget rig. For the motherboard, we're going to pair this with a B660 motherboard. Hey Overseer PC, why don't we just pick the budget H16 motherboards? Okay, I'm going to get to that one in a minute. So what we have selected here is the MSI Pro B660M-G DDR4 motherboard. This is definitely a B660 chipset, however it's really basic and no heatsinks on the VRM, but does have heatsink on the NVMe, and I'm glad MSI didn't skimp on the RGB on this one. We have both 12 volts and 5 volts RGB headers on this one, and this is only at $89. Now we have selected the B660 board in this build because we want to have access to the PCIe 4.0 LANs. This will ensure that we have a wide selection for our GPU later on. Memory is really important on the games that we play. We need faster RAM to support our 12th gen processor, and what we have selected is the Team Group T-Force Dark Z 16GB 3600 MHz kit. This is a $53 RAM kit, which comes with two 8GB DDR4 RAM sticks and is actually a good choice for our budget gaming PC because of those higher speeds. I'm pretty sure we could pick the cheaper 3200 MHz RAM, but in this case we might as well pick a faster one because this will benefit when we go into our competitive style games. As always, don't forget to enable XMP boys so you will get the maximum potential of your RAM. Our storage is just a standard NVMe. We have picked the TimeTick 512GB NVMe in this scenario. Nothing fancy in here, just comes with 3D NAND and TLC. Read and write speeds is nothing to brag about at only 2000 and 1600 megabytes per second, but we don't really need a fast one for our gaming rig. What we really want is just a good value one, and this one is currently at 8% off, which brings the price down to $34. It does the job and it comes with 5-year extended warranty, so that's not a bad deal boys. 34 bucks, don't need to think about it. Now for our graphics card, we have selected the Gigabyte RX 6500 XT. This is only at $169 and comes with a triple fan design. This is going to be a really cool card, and it only requires like a 1 8-pin connector. So the fan setup here is really overkill, but oh well. There is a 1 fan model for $159 if you want that, and if you want to save 10 bucks, but I probably would just stay with this one right here. Now, I know what you guys will say. Hey Overseer PC, why pick the RX 6500 XT? Isn't this one of the poorly rated cards this generation? And the RX 6500 XT is not a bad card boys. If you saw our videos a few months ago when we were still in that GPU crisis environment, it is actually a very capable card provided that you are using a PCIe 4.0 setup. And this is why we have selected the B660 motherboard, so we can take full advantage of the PCIe 4.0 platform. The only downside here is that this card doesn't have an onboard encoder, so you can't record using the card alone. If you are wanting to do some recording or streaming via the graphics card, you probably need to spend a few dollars more, specifically about 50 bucks more, and possibly get this one right here, the GTX 1660 Super. It is a much faster card than the RX 6500 XT, but is also at 30% more in price. But otherwise, the RX 6500 XT is a decent choice if you're only gaming. Also, don't get the GTX 1650 non-super voice because that's a slow card and it also comes with multiple variations. So yeah, either you go with the RX 6500 XT or you just add a little bit of money and get the 1660 Super. Alright? Before we proceed, do note guys that we do these PC build guides a few times per month with different price points. So if you are planning to buy a gaming PC in the next few months, not now, just hit that subscribe button so you wouldn't miss out when we put more videos out. Anyway, let's go back to... For the power supply, we're going to keep this really simple as well. We have picked a 500 watt power supply from EVGA, and this is the EVGA 500 W3 80 plus white power supply. Is only at 35 bucks. 35 bucks boys. It comes with 3-year warranty, flat cables, and also is from a reputable brand. Also has two 8-pin power connector, not that you're going to use both of those ones, but that is okay, you've got that one flexibility. This will be sufficient regardless if you go with the RX 6500 XT or if you want to go for that 1660 Super. So nothing fancy, just a basic power supply. And lastly, for our case, we have just selected this cheap case right here with 3 pre-installed fans, and this is the Zalman S3 case. Now, we have previously featured this in one of our build guides, and as mentioned, this is a simple case with tempered glass, black theme, no RGB, but has everything we need with 3 free fans. And the best part, it's only under $60, so that's pretty good. This brings our total for our budget gaming PC to under $550. We have a modern CPU, an Intel 12th generation Core i3, 16GB of DDR4, 3600MHz RAM, an actual physical graphics card that is very capable, and we have the complete package right here for $550 boys. And I think this is a really good deal, and as always, I have put down all the links in the description so you wouldn't miss out on those ones. If you're wanting to get your budget a bit higher, we've recently done an $800 PC build specs guide right here, so check that one out and we'll see you guys over there.